Hey everyone, it's Mary with Mary's Stampin' Cafe. Thanks so much for stopping in at my uploaded video today for Saturday stamping. I love the weekend. I love when I can just stamp and craft. It's so nice. And today I am sharing a little mashup. That's right. I have the fabulous Tune-In Bundle in the new annual catalog, 2024-25 Stampin' Up! Annual Catalog, and it is so fun. It is vintage, it is retro, and I love my antiques. I tell you, my daughter and I have been thrifting for years and years and years, and we just love the vintage and antique things. And this stamp set and bundle with the dies is great. I love that 70s feel of it. We got the antennas and we've got our newsflash, and our symbols here. Gosh, think about wallpaper with that design on it, right? So crazy. But I got to thinking, how fun would it be to put some characters inside this TV? And so the Hearts and Hugs stamp set from the same catalog have these great characters that some are about the right size. Now, think about the love story with our badgers here. You could mask some of that and put them in there. I'm using our beautiful hamster today because he is so cute. He's just ready to give a hug. Now look at this little mouse holding the heart. That's perfect for like an envelope when you're going to mail out a card to a friend. So great. And look at these guys. So sweet. I'm going to save these for a first anniversary card for my daughter and my new son-in-law. They got married in this past December, and how fun would it be to do these characters for a card for their first anniversary. It's going to be so fun. All right, so let's talk about what we're doing today. Now, I created a couple of videos on your 6x6 designer series paper and cutting your 6x6 designer series paper for no waste, as well as one for new in color note cards and getting those in colors. Well, this is left over from cutting your designer series paper 6x6 down into 3x3 inch squares. In one sheet, you can get 4 3x3. And you've got this great piece that you can then mount a 3 1/4 by 3 1/4 or 3 1/8 by 3 1/8 of another color, and I chose black. Now I've got this great Shy Shamrock, one of the new in colors. It's great. It's a wonderful green color, and I love the designs. Whenever you get the Stampin' Up! Colors designer series paper packages, they have designs that they put. This one has stripes and circles, and then on the other side of the circles is this beautiful design here. And I love that it has a more white in it than the green, because look how great that goes together with these. I'm going to use this piece for the inside of the card. So I had one of these already. I have a 5 1/2 by 8 1/2 thick basic white scored at 4 1/4. And I have this piece already that I have going on. Now, let me tell you about my little guy here. You can see I have stamped out this TV stamp on basic white. Then I stamped my hamster in the TV. Then I went ahead and I die cut out the TV and the inside of the TV. Let me show you how I did that. Whoops. Ugh, I need that die. Don't go anywhere. So I went ahead and I laid this down on my pecan pie, and then I put the window, the TV screen, in there at the same time, and I lined it up where I wanted it to be. Now, what you might notice is that you can offset it to one side so you can put all of your volume and channel buttons as well as your speaker down, or you can go ahead and have it up a little higher and centered, and you can put those things down below. I went ahead and did it on an offset so I could have it on the side for this particular card. And you can see how I've already done that and glued it down, but what happened was the way I had it down in the paper and then die cut it, this side had more of the gap than this side, and that's why you see the offset the way it is. And that's easy peasy, because all you have to do whenever you have something that is overlapping, oh my goodness, get this off, overlapping, and you're needing to cut some off, sometimes scissors are not going to work real well for you. So I'm just going to take my X-Acto knife and I'm going to come along and go ahead and get some trimming done. Now I'm doing that right on my glass mat because it's not going to hurt my glass mat unless I really do some big time digging. But I'm not. I'm just trying to go ahead and get some of this. When I went ahead, I did actually this card design for a demonstrator swap recently. And I had to do many, many, many of these cards. And I found some little tricks, and one of them was my scissors just do not work. No matter how much you try with your scissors, you never can quite get in as perfect as you can with an X-Acto knife. And I've been in Stampin' Up! For, gosh, 20 some years, and Stampin' Up! Used to have this wonderful X-Acto knife with 3 different blades. Now how fun is that? Talk about retro, right? Talk about vintage and retro for sure. Okay, I'll go ahead and get that off there. Now, any of those little things that are right there are not a problem for me. There we go. We've got that all taken care of. Now, the next thing we need to do on this is we need to die cut out our super fun speaker and dials. There's this fabulous die right here, and I've got my gold foil paper. I'll bring up my mini. I just love all these fun little pieces and parts. They're just too cute. So cute. And add these little characters. So if you think about this television, what other stamps, what other things can you put into that monitor? Listen to me, monitor. The TV screen. Look at how fun these are. There is so much detail in the dials. Look at that detail. And then all of the little slits in the speaker. So fun. Now, one of the things you might think about is using adhesive sheets, just for the fact that on the heater, all of those little lines in the heater go through. And so when you use your liquid glue, you want to be very, very stingy using that glue, because it will come up through, and so you just got to be careful. And so I didn't use my adhesive sheets. So now this is going to go on the side just like so. You decide for yourself, do you want it to go like this, where the long part is inside? And I like it like that. I think it just looks better that way. And then I was gonna, for this one, put the dials on the top and bottom of that, because I think that looks fun. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. So what I'm going to do is grab my liquid glue, and I am just going to do a thin line right along here. And that's all I need. See that little thin line I just did? Because now I'm going to bring this in, and I'm going to lay it down. And I love the liquid glue because it gives you that little bit of time that you need. And I'm not even going to really press down hardly at all, because that glue will come up through those slats. And that's why I was saying that liquid glue sometimes might be a good idea. Now, the other piece with these little guys, always put your little dollop of glue, and you just need a little dollop of glue for the little dials. They don't need much at all. One there and one here. And they don't have to be turned at the same. The little cute knobs on the end, they come out just a little bit. You can see how cute those are. And the detail on them are so great. Just super fun. All right. I've got this blending brush that I actually have some pecan pie on, and I'm just going to come around. Oh, see my little speaker. Still a little wet. I'm saying I'm going to go ahead and move around on you. So I'm just going to drag to give a little bit of depth to my TV. My little blending brush. I love the blending brushes. I love that we've got a couple different sizes. And the other thing I really like about the blending brushes is the caddies that we have to store them. So fun. All right, so there is my TV. Ooh. My goodness. Oh, and I do not edit my videos, so sorry about that. If I had to edit all my videos, you guys, I would not have time to do any videos. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and put this down. This again is a 3x3 piece of the Designer Series paper, with then a 3 1/8 by 3 1/8 black piece. And why am I doing black? I just love that pop of black in here. It's just great. All right, I'm going to turn this over, and I need my dimensionals, but you know what? I'm going to grab my industrial foam mounting strips here. I gleamed onto these. I love my Stampin' dimensionals, don't get me wrong. But when I have a bigger piece like this, I like to just have something that doesn't take me lots of time to use and put on a whole bunch of the dimensionals. One, I just feel so wasteful when I do that. And two, it's much quicker for me to do that. So here's my little TV guy, and I'm going to go ahead and put it down like so. How cute is that on a little angle? So stinking cute. And then I have this die right here. So fun. That's that one where he's going to be talking about that news flash, right? And so I actually, because I did this card for a swap with some demonstrators, I already have some cut out. So I'm not going to spend the time to die cut it out. But you can see here how they lay. We've got this interesting one that looks like this. Then we have the big middle one. And then we've got this little one here. Okay, and so that's the order that it goes in. So I'm going to do it opposite of the dials and things there. And so again, we don't need a lot of glue, and I'm not doing the top of it at all because this is going to come here and it's going to hang over a bit. And that's okay. I'm going to come in a little more. I don't want too much hanging over. Our liquid glue needs just a little minute to hang on. All right, and then we have this little piece. Again, just a little bit of my glue there. I'm going to turn it and come in like so. There's that second one. I'm just going to press down a second to hold it down. And then this is our next one. And it's so great. It's easy to see which side is the front, because when these die cut out, you get kind of this indentation in the back, on the back side of the cardstock. And so it's easy to see which way it goes. A little too much glue, but look at that. Look at that news flash, you guys. Oh my gosh, so fun. All right, so I got a little scrap here. And I'm gonna grab the news flash. Ooh, I already have it out. Oh, yes I do. I knew I had it out already. So I've got my news flash. Okay, close that up. Now this is a solid stamp, so I'm going to make sure I ink it up really, really well. Turn it over and get that really well. And then I'll go ahead and let's see. How do I want to stamp this? Okay, I'll do it right here close to the edge here. And I'll tell you why I want to do that. All right. So there we go. I've got my news flash. Give it a second here. Want that ink to dry. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab my trimmer, because you know, whenever you try to trim something yourself, you do your first trim and then it's crooked. So then you go ahead and you trim again, it's still crooked, and you trim again, and then you've trimmed so much that you're starting to get into the actual word, right? You know what I mean. You know what I mean. All right. There we go. And then I'll go ahead and even give it its little end here. Perfect. Now that I have that, we're going to make one more cut. I'm going to make one more cut right up the center. There it is. Now I'm going to look at this and I'm going to do a little trim right here. Here I go again, doing a little more trims by hand. It might not end well. As long as you only have a little bit to trim across and not a long amount to trim, you should stay pretty straight, I think. That's what I'm going to go with anyway. So there we have our news flash. Doesn't have to stay in a line. This is your project, right? You can put your saying however you want. So I have the flash. And that is going to come right here, right up to that edge of the designer series paper. Make sure you have gluing it down straight. That looks pretty straight to me. When you got this curved TV there, right? It's a little hard to make sure it's straight. If you have a chance, make sure you follow that hashtag satmornmakes. It's so fun, crafters coming together, crafting on a Saturday. Jillian does some great videos too. So news flash, so fun. And I just gleamed onto her not too long ago and absolutely love that satmornmakes hashtag. Get our cards and our crafting out there to everybody. It's so fun. And then I'm going to do the stamps that say your classic and happy birthday. I went ahead and I mounted both on the block. I'm going to go ahead and stamp those on the inside. I'm going to take my ink pad to the stamp. Whenever I have a lot to cover, it's easier, especially if I'm holding a big block, it's easier to bring the pad to the stamp. Just make sure it's inked up very, very well. I'm going to come on inside and stamp your classic happy birthday. Beautiful. And now I did have this paper. I was going to cut a strip and put it along inside here. It needs to be very thin because there's a lot of words inside. So let's go ahead and bring up that trimmer. And I know I want to go 5.5 across because I want it to go all the way across the card. Even though the designer paper on the front doesn't go all the way across, it needs to be just that full size across on the inside, because you don't see that, right? When you're on the inside of the card, you just see all that white. So there we go. Oops. Did I do 5 1/4? Oh, this was already 5 1/4. Oh no, wait, what? I wanted to do 5 1/2. Did I really? Oh, you guys. I didn't quite do that, so that's okay. I will go ahead and make sure that is even on both sides. I guess my strip, while I was talking, I meant to cut it at 5 1/2, but when I started talking 5 1/4, I cut it at 5 1/4. Oh yeah, we're always one step ahead of ourselves, aren't we? So then I'll go ahead and put that down. Beautiful. Look at that. Your classic. Happy birthday. And look at our super cute hamster. Newsflash. I'm telling you guys, this tune-in bundle just speaks to my heart for being that vintage lover. I just love it. I can't wait to even play more with this. Want to remind you to check out my link below for my blog, because you can see this card in all of the new in colors. I just changed out the colors of the Designer Series paper for the Petunia Pop, the Peach Pie, the Summer Splash, and the Petunia Pop. And again, I want you to tell me in my blog, make a comment, leave a comment on which color you liked best. So thank you so much for stopping in at my Saturday Stampin' video, or hashtag satmornmakes. And you have 1 week left. If you're thinking about how much you love the new In Color products, you have a chance to get an $82 value of In Color products completely free when you join Stampin' Up. And it is great to join Stampin' Up and my crafting team, you guys. You get discounts, 20% discount every time you shop for yourselves. And you can take it from there and even get more rewards. You get early bird products. It is so much fun. So just check out the links below for any of that information. Leave me a comment and give me a thumbs up what you think of my card today, you guys. And if you're not a subscriber, click that subscribe button. I'd really appreciate it. Until next time, happy stampin'!